Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's edition. Sorry I've been so bad at videos lately, but I've just been slammed with work stuff, work-related stuff. A lot going on that I have to deal with. But I posted on my Twitter feed the other day. I had a 19% winner on it was Apple, Nvidia. I don't know what it was, but I posted and I said I'll put a video up later. Well, I got busy and never got a chance to put the video up, so I apologize for that. But so today I was looking at. Let's go back and look at the daily chart. The other day I noticed Roku and Shop had very nice daily charts. I think it was right here on this day I noticed this chart, and I'm not a swing trader, but I really wanted to get in right here and hold for a few days. Um, but usually swing trades don't work out for me, so I didn't do it. But I did play this. I might have even traded this Tuesday. I'm not sure. I didn't trade anything yesterday. I was just too busy. And today I traded Roku. Shop was another one. I really like the daily chart, and I'll be honest, I don't know what it looks like right now. I haven't looked at it at all today, so it's pulled back. I was looking at it about here. I like this, but you would still would have had a nice 2-day runner, even today, going up there and approaching these highs, previous highs here. So anyway, let's go back to Roku. Try to keep this video a little bit shorter. Let's get out the daily chart. Anyway, I still like this long up to about this level. We're just about at this level. There's a pivot point right here, so we're just about that pivot. Plus, it's near the previous highs. Previous highs are actually up here, but if you look at the opens and closes, it's about here. So we're getting close to that point. I expect to see a little bit of resistance up around the 150 level. 150 to 151. We'll probably slow down, lose a little bit of momentum, but once we pop above it, once we pop above it, our next level, we're probably looking at there's a gap right here from these 2 days, so we'll probably see a little bit of resistance once we get up here around the 157 level. But if we can break through that, then I think we'll be probably looking at all-time highs, or I don't know if it's all-time, but at least 52-week high. So let's go back to today's chart. 3-minute chart. We have pre-market highs and lows right here. These two purplish lines. Pre-market highs and lows. I was looking for a pop above the pre-market high. I was either looking for that or looking for a quick pullback at the open. Either a quick pullback down to some kind of support level and then run all day, or just a pop and run right out of the gate. So I didn't buy right away. I waited. I ended up buying at, and this is my real account. I ended up buying at 941. Zoom in a little bit here. 941. Right towards the close of this candle, we came down. I was looking for it to hold this cloud. It didn't hold the cloud, but it did come down to this 100. I believe it's a 100 SMA. Yeah. So I got in a little bit early, but I got in almost to close of this candle. What had happened, it opened here, it pulled way down, and then it started to come back up. And that's when I got in, and I thought once it bounced off of here and went up, I thought it would continue going up. I got in here initially, it pulled back, I added to it. I bought 2 contracts at that point, and I added to it at 954, which was right here at the open of this candle. We had this big green candle that popped above the cloud, so I bought another contract right here, and I sold the first one at 1004. So right after the open of this candle. I think it was actually right at the previous high here, daily high, or the high of the day. I sold that when I was up 20%. My average cost, my entry was 96 cents, and I sold the first one at $1.20, so I was up over 20% on that first contract. The second one I sold it at 10.07, so that was shortly after this one opened. I sold this one. We were starting to get up closer to this pivot point, so I went ahead and sold a second one. My thought was we were going to hit this pivot point and stall out, which we did. So I sold the second one here, and the third one I sold almost at the highs here. Pull up the actual. What did I trade? 148 calls. You see they're at 292 right now. I was in at 96 cents. So I got in, what was it, 10.04? So I got in here the first time, $1.05. I don't think that's actually not right. What time did I get in? 9:41. So I got in at 9:41, which was just after the open here. I paid $1 for the first entry, so I got in right about here, and I added to it. I think it was right here at 96 cents or 89 cents. Yeah, 89 cents. My average was 96, and it popped up. I actually hit $1.69 at that high. Right here, you look at 10.09. At 10.09, we hit $1.70. I sold the last contract at $1.66. So I sold almost at that high. Now, you guys that have been watching my videos, I did have I still have a strategy that my last contract, I will set the sell on a break below this cloud. Had I done that, I wouldn't have sold that last contract till right here at 11.57. At 11.57, it was $2.08. So I gave up like 40 bucks. I could have made another 40 if I would have just set an automatic exit on a close below there. It would have been nice. What would have been even nicer is just to still, hold on to it. The high actually went to $3.10. You remember my entry was 96 cents, so that's 3 times what I paid for it. That would have been real nice. But in the end, I got 45%, 43%. You take my entries here. My exit's 166, 128. 120. I sold them for 414. I had 289 in it because I had 2 $1 contracts and one $89. So 414 minus 289 divided by 289, 43.25%. You see, I was in the trade a total of 30 minutes. That's what can happen when you trade the it's tomorrow's expiration, so they're going to move quick. Problem is they're going to move quick against you also. But you see why I sold here. There was a pivot point. I assumed that it would continue running. I didn't think it would get to 150 today. I still don't think it will. I think we eventually get to 150, maybe tomorrow. But I sold at this pivot point. I didn't know if we would come up to here, pull back. My thought was, well, I'll sell here. If it pulls back down in this region, I'll maybe buy again, ride it back up again. It didn't come down that low for me, and I got sidetracked with other stuff. And I was happy with them. I made $125 today. I put $289 in it, so I'm not going to complain about that. That's the only trade I made today. just again, kind of what I look for here. You know, my entry was based on a pop above the pre-market high. Zoom in a little bit. Based on a pop above the pre-market high, which we got right here. That was at 936. I bought it at 941. You know, we pulled back. I waited for it to come down to touch the cloud. I got in. It ended up coming down a little bit more, you know, lower than I liked. And if you're wondering, my stop here was going to be closed below this, the low of the day slash the pre-market low, because the pre-market low was just about the low of the day here. So my stop was going to be down here, and that's another reason, another thing that just something to think about. If I would have bought 10 contracts, I don't think there's any way I would have rode it all the way down this far. In fact, if I would have had 10 contracts, I probably would have stopped out here, probably taken a 25% loss. I had few enough contracts that I was comfortable with being down. You know, I was down 25% maybe. Let's see what I was down. You can look at it here. I got in here. It came down to 74 cents. The low here, the low is actually 75. Came down to 75. I was in at the time for $1, so I was down 25%. I only had 2 contracts, so I was only down $50. I was comfortable with that. It wasn't going to affect me emotionally, wasn't going to affect my decision making. If I would have had 10 contracts, I would have been down, what, $250. That may have affected my decision making, and I probably would have stopped out and taken a loss. That's just one more reason why size does matter. Don't go in too big. Think about, I was told years ago, a good trader thinks about how much money he can make. A great trader thinks about how much money he can lose. I enter a trade based on how much money I'm comfortable with losing. I'm okay with losing, because it's not going to affect my decision making. If I would have went in for $2,000-$3,000 and been down $500-$700, it would have affected my decision making. I would have stopped out with a loss. So that's something to think about. Just go in with, you know, whatever your stop is. Think about how much you're okay with losing, and base your entry on that thought. So thanks for watching. I don't know if I'll do any trading tomorrow. I'll be watching charts, but my record on Fridays isn't really great, partially because they move so fast. But I'll be watching it, and if I make an entry, I'll try to get a video in for you tomorrow too. If not, I'll see everybody Monday. Thanks for watching. Bye.